It's Sunday morning and I have a message. And the title of today's message is, Are you a Mary or a Martha? Who are you? And it is based on Luke chapter 10, verse 38 to 42. And it reads, Now it came to pass as they went that he entered into a certain village, and a certain woman named Martha received him unto her house. And she had a sister called Mary, which also sat at Jesus' feet and heard his word. But Martha was cumbered about much serving, and came to him and said, Lord, dost thou not care that my sister hath left me to serve alone? Bid her therefore that she help me. And Jesus answered and said unto her, Martha, Martha, thou art careful and troubled about many things, but one thing is needful, and Mary hath chosen that good part, which shall not be taken away from her. Okay, so Martha and Mary were two sisters, and they had a brother named Lazarus, which we hear about later on. That's a different story. Um, Martha and Mary both were taught by Jesus, and the whole family was friends with him. He loved them all. And so, Martha sees Jesus and she's like, hey, come to my house. And she's all thinking in her mind, I'm going to feed him and he's going to relax and be comfy. I'm going to serve my rabbi. So with Jesus comes folks, though. And so Martha ends up like having to feed people. But it's her honor to serve. Like, that's her rabbi. That's the Messiah of the world. Like, it's her honor to serve him. Mary, on the other hand, has some things going on, and she needs to hear a word from him. And she's not leaving till she gets that word. Is one better than the other? When Jesus corrected Martha, he's saying, look, you doing all that, and that's great, but don't try to stop your sister because she needs something. And so, which are you? I'm going to tell you that there are times where I am both. There are times where I need a word, and there are times where it's my honor to just serve. And so Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1 says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. And so there are times where I just am reading and going to God for everything, every little thing, and I am just listening for a word through in what I'm reading, or a word from him, or just like praising. Like, there are times where I just need to just out and out just worship him. And there are times where I need to just serve him. By serving other people, I serve him. And so there are times where I just need to serve. And sometimes I need to serve and hear and get a word. And so there was no right or wrong there. We all need to be Marthas sometimes, and we all need to be Marys sometimes, but we can't get so caught up in the worship that we forget to serve, and we can't get so caught up in the service that we forget to worship. Well, that's my message for today. There is nothing wrong with sitting on the pews and getting a word. But you have got to serve too. You, if everybody took their part in serving, we wouldn't have people getting burned out doing what they need to do, uh, serving in churches. It's always the same people always doing, right? And they get burned out, and they're not, because they're not getting replenished. They're not getting fed the word, like they're not receiving like Mary did. And so when you're not being fed, you burn out. You need that time to worship. So we need people to come out of worship and serve, so that the people that are serving can get a word and get replenished and restored. And so don't ever get so comfortable on that bench getting fed. Don't become gluttonous where that's all you do is feed, because you need to serve too. We have to be a little bit of Mary and a little bit of Martha in order for things to flow the way they should, because it shouldn't be the same old people serving. Martha shouldn't be there just serving all the time. So, like, Mary needs to switch off with Martha every now and then. And so that's it. Don't just serve and not get fed, because you'll burn out. And don't just be fed and not serve, because your service is important as well. All right, well, join us again next time when Inniswil Ministries International presents It's Sunday Morning. Until then, bye.